Hello, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a brand new video. And this week on the old Magic Roundabout, we've got a pair of Corgi whiz wheels Datsun 240Zs. These are different numbers and different liveries. There is a subtle change on the wheels if you have a look, I think. We'll check when we get it on the bench. So as you watch this go round, I'd just like to welcome any new friends to the channel. Welcome aboard, thanks very much. And welcome back any old friends of the channel. Thanks for sticking with me as usual, it's much appreciated. Okay, so let's get these off here, get them on the bench and have a good look at them and see what we can do. Here we are, we're on the bench. Okay, 294 and 296 I think they are. I think this one's 294 and this one's 296. Same casting, but if you look at the wheels, they're slightly different wheels on these. Yeah, I think this is the later one, 296. This is 294. Now this one was the red and white with this livery on it, number 46. This livery. So this is going to go on this one. And this one has had some extra work done on it, different decals. Somebody spent a lot of time and effort on this, which is quite nice. I've done all the yellow around there. Added a bit of white on there and a white stripe and across the bonnet. This one should be traditionally is all red. Okay, and it has, this is 296 I think, and this has this livery on it. Okay, so we're going to put this back to what it was. It's got the dual headlights. This one's got spotlights on the front. No suspension on these. And it's a bit corroded at the bottom there. This one. Corgi whiz wheels. Datsun 240Z. This is the same. This has got a bit of suspension on it. And it hasn't got the, doesn't have the light bar on the front. Dual headlights. That's rocking on the rivet. And this is the Corgi Toys whiz wheels Datsun 240Z. So basically they are identical, but this one, oh, it's got a bit of suspension. Yeah, if you really put pressure on it, yeah. We'll have a look when you get inside anyway. But yeah, it's just the wheels that are different on it. Both got opening doors. The interiors in them. This has got bits hanging off it. I don't quite know. Bits of sticky tape, I think, on it. Yeah, so we'll get these apart. I'll get my tools out. These are the decals. These are from, I'll tell you in a second. Yeah, black square, these ones. Yeah, these are black square decals. So they should be okay. Right, got my container, got these two. Let's have a look. I'll have to get a, yeah, that's a smooth one, needs a hole putting in it. That one's got a bit of an hole in it. That one and that one. I'll get my drill out and we'll get started. We're just going to use this spring punch. It's got a wallop to it, I'll tell you that. It's slightly better than the other one. So that's two little divots made in there. Get my drill in. I've already done that one. Just a small bit first to widen the hole. Okay, drilled out. Deal with this one first. Base off. There's your little wheelies in there. They've got like the little springs in there we can get out. I don't think they'll pull out these. No, they won't pull out. So we can get them out of there. It's not a problem. I'll have to make sure I don't mix the wheels up on these, aren't I? Put the white ones with the white ones. Front bumper just comes off straight away. It's die cast, not plastic. Same with the back one. Straight in there. And looking at these go in inside the body, and these little nipples on the outside. Interior, as you just lift off. Got your spare wheel and your roll cage. I think you can just pull that out for cleaning purposes, but I might not bother because I'm not going to paint it. I'm just going to clean it, put it in ultrasonic. That one. Yeah, you've got back lights here. They're plastic. Looking at these ones, just pull them out like so. That one. Doors. Excuse me. Doors. You'd best getting the doors open first, I think, before you're taking the interior out. By look at it, yeah. Just trying to think the best way. Yeah. Let's get the glass out and get that out. We don't want to damage that. Steering wheel just comes out. Oh yeah, that unclips from that bar there. Look. There, just lift up over that bar. Brings that out. And I think we're going to leave the doors on. I don't like taking these spring ones off here, to be honest with you. I can paint it with the doors on. Because you've got that piece of wire across there. You can, you know, hang on, let's have a look. It's coming out. No. Yeah, they can be a pain to put back in when you're trying to get them back in and you've painted everything. So I'll leave them in. I'll leave the doors in. So that's that one. I'll put that. I have to get a separate container because I don't want to mix them up. And this will be the same. Let's just have a look at the differences. Anything difference inside? I don't think so. Ah, yeah, the difference is suspension inside. Look. Yeah. This is why this one didn't have much suspension. Whereas this one, as you saw earlier, I got the wire going across it for suspension. This one hasn't. Okay. So I think ultrasonic cleaner in here, I think, with this one. Yeah, I think that's only a muck that's going to come off, I think. Yeah, we're going to shut this in the ultrasonic cleaner, clean it up, because I don't want to mess about taking these off here. I mean, you can if you want to grind a bit off there, and they'll come out. But then you've got to mess about. You can glue them back in if you want to, if that's your cup of tea. You can grind a bit out there, pull the axles out, and then super glue that back in there, because they spin on the end of the axle, not on the middle, so you can do that. Alright, I'll see what it cleans up like. If it doesn't clean up very nice underneath there, then I'll do that. Okay, because I've got to paint the wheels, got to be painted. So that's that bit. This should be all the same. Front bumper, that's got your headlights in it. Back bumper, as you say, the little nipples facing towards the base, and these bits facing down inside. There's your spare wheel and cage. Get the doors open. This is all the same apart from that, I think. Looking at it. There's your back light piece. It's the same. Your steering wheel pops off. Get your glass out. And take your dash from up over there. Like so. There you go. Now the headlights. It looks like there's a hole there and there. So let's see if we can poke them out just using this. I don't know if this is going to be long enough to get in there. I might have to find another way of getting them out. I don't know if they're in buckets or not. We'll have to have a look. They might be in buckets. I'll have to get something long in there. Long and thin, chaps. Long and thin. That shot. There you go. So yeah, these are in buckets. I don't know if you can see that bounce on in my finger. They're in buckets. Okay. I've done that one. But what I will do is don't do it like I'll do it using this, but I'll do it into a box so I don't lose that. Okay, so that'll go for all of those. And then it's stripping time. Stripping sign and ultrasonic cleaner. Well, I got the Datsun parts in ultrasonic. Set the temperature at about 40 degrees there, and I set the timer to about 20 minutes. That should be alright. It won't damage the glass and stuff. And there we go, fizzing away. It does vibrate and rattle a little bit, but that's like can't have everything, can you? Okay. There you go, all cleaned up. It's the white one, the red one. Trying to get them mixed up. Yeah, cleaned up all right. Not too bad. The white come off dead easy. The red struggled a bit. As we know, red does have a problem. But yeah, both castings are nice. Ultrasonic cleaner's done its job. All the bits and pieces are clean. So now I'm going to get some primer on here and the base coat on. Okay, here we go. Bit of primer. Makes a change. I don't know whether you can see this, but I'm trying to do it best I can because it's awkward in this corner. But I've got the fire just down here. So let's go. Let's do the inside first. Just gently. Side door shuts. Then we'll make a start. Just getting all out in the little bits first. Make sure you're priming all of them. Coat of primer. Sorry without a shot. I'm not used to filming it. I used to film before when I used to sit down in the chair in the summer with my airbrush. But I stand up when I'm painting doing this. I've had a couple of people ask me to see spraying. I thought I'd give it a go. Yeah. I'll do now, I'll have to let that dry and then put have a look at it. And if need be, I'll put another wet coat of primer on top of that just to seal everything down. So that's that. This is the white one. don't need to flood it, just on this, just do short bursts on this one, just to basically going over, getting all the joints and the curves, make sure you're getting everything. Then you can go a bit harder if you want. Try not to get too much paint build up in here because I've got the doors opening and shutting. Yeah, don't look too bad. In a minute. Stick a bit more on the whole roof. A bit more on the bonnet. Okay, we'll leave that dry then now. I was going to try and show you a bit more with the white. Now I've done a little bit in the door shuts there and there, let it tack off a little bit. So I'm trying to keep this in shot. So just sort of around your door areas, because these are, I've not took the doors off, you have to be careful. Okay. Don't try and do it all in one go, because that ain't happening. Take your time. You just want to put a base layer down first, especially with aerosols, especially with these rattle cans, because they can put a lot out. Inside. Before you get your wheel arches. So I'm going to leave it like that. It's got a thin coat on it. I can still see the primer through it. So I'm going to let this settle, tack off, and I'll give it another coat. Yeah. So that's the idea. You just put a thin coat on first, let it all settle down, let it tack off, and then go back in with another coat, and you can probably make that a bit wetter. But yeah, don't be going, because these come out like, you know, got a lot of power behind these, and you're quite easy to flood it if you're not careful. Okay, we're all masked up. Yeah, I've done a slight change of plan on the masking on this one to make it easy for myself. Looked on Google images of this number 46, and the paint, the red paint, went down the side just slightly, and this was covered in red paint on the spoiler. Now on the Corgi version, the paint on the roof, on the boot, but it didn't cover this, and it didn't cover down here. But it looked odd because it came across wide here and there, and then nothing, and up here you was left with a big white broad line here, and it didn't look right. So I thought, well, look at the Google images, it makes it easier to mask it right way through there. So that's what we've done. I'm just sealed down the edges, and I've put a bit of masking tape on the inside as well. Just I don't want too much red overspray going in there because it look a bit daft. So we're going to give it a coat of paint and see what happens. I'm hoping. I haven't done any masking for ages because of the eyeballs being strange. But I've had them fixed now and they're all right. So we're going to have a go. See what it comes out like. That's that one. And the red one, which doesn't have any masking on it, that's come out all right. So that's ready for the decals now. Well, yeah, yeah, I don't know if I'll do assemble it first. So I think I'll assemble it first and put the decals on. It's easier to handle. So yeah, that's okay. Alrighty. Okay, that's the painting done on both of these. This is the red one. All done nicely. All red. This is the red and white one. As you can see, I've took the line right through there, rather than like I said previously, where the roof was red and only part of the boot was red, and it looked a bit mismatched. So I've gone with this one, like the one on the Google Images, the real version. So now this is dried, it's lacquered. I decided we're going to assemble these first before we put the decals on. We do the decals last, I think, because then it's less handling, isn't it? If you put the decals on first, and you've got to mess about handling it all, putting the wheels and stuff on. So we'll do the assembly process first. There's going to be detail painting, not going to be much. I'm going to paint that black, and it's already got the plastic lights in the back, isn't it? So I'll colour them before I put them in. I'm not going to do this writing on there. You can see it anyway. It's a bit too tricky, a bit awkward to do it there, and I don't think it's going to make it look any better. Probably make it look worse. So that's it. We're on. So I'm just going to assemble one on camera, and the other one I'll do off camera. Okay, so we get the bits together and we'll get sorted. Oh yeah, before I go, the only thing I'm going to do here is, because these dual headlights are in those little bezel things, I'm just going to run a file just inside there just to get some of the paint off so they fit in better. Otherwise you're going to struggle because of the extra thickness of paint. Okay, well, I've assembled the red one. There you go. Black the grill out, dual headlights in, just did the back of the exhaust just under there, on there. So that's all ready for decals now. Come out quite nice. The wheels are cleaned up. So these will be the decals for this one. There. Okay. So this one, excuse me, I'll put the wheels in already because messing about trying to get them over the springs takes up a lot of time. And the buckets in the headlights. Just be careful when you put the buckets in here, because don't forget you've got paint inside there. And it makes it a little bit thicker. Right, there we go. What I've done with the plastic lights at the back, I've just painted them, just put a bit of orange on there. Yeah, I've got the camera at a further away angle because I need to work, and all you'll be seeing is my hands. Okay, right. Windscreen goes in first. That's your best bet. And then your tail lights with this piece facing down. Okay. Push them in there. Up against the stop there, like so. And also, I've just, because once you take these steering wheels in and out of it, I'll just put a little drop of super duper on there just to hold it in place. Okay. And I think it's this one's in next. Put this in next. Like so. No, it's silly boy. Steering wheel goes in next. That goes over the bar. That's it. That goes in over the bar. You know, it's always easier when you're not on camera. It's always something, isn't it? You can open the doors if you want. Put this in. Now, I did this. It's because I'm looking over the camera. That's what it is. That's what's caused me a problem with this. This goes up over there like so. Clicks in like that. Yeah. Like I say, when you're on camera, it's difficult. So I'm looking over the camera, so it's making it a funny angle. And then your interior. And don't forget your bumpers. Yeah, with a long pegs facing down. Okay. Which one? Yeah. you know, facing down. There you go, something like that. I need to turn it around because it's the wrong way around for me to work. So like that now. Then you put your base on. These front bumpers will move, so make sure you get them right when you put your rivet or your screw, whichever you're going to use. Okay. Rightio. Just checking that everything's okay. Now your screws. Putting your screws in. I've got a little bit of blue tack here. Try and help me out a little bit. Not saying it's going to work, but you never know. You never know. Probably won't work if we got it all wrong. Just want to get a start on it, that's all. There you go, got a start on it. And the reason I'm using rivets is screws is because the posts are a bit thin. That's the reason why I'm using a rivet on there. Just try and get it on here now. Well, it's not blue tack, actually, it's white tack, isn't it? See, I do listen to my friends of the channel who suggested one of these doing it this way with blue tack. And there you go, that's all done. All done, all suspension works, lights are in, everything's done. Doors open and close. A bit of muck on that, get that off in a minute. Yeah. Okay, decal time. So there we have the two Datsuns. Yeah. Yeah, this light is showing up a bit of a funny colour because on this side of the light there, I've got twin lights above me. That's a daylight bulb. On this side is a daylight bulb, and on the right hand side, the shadow of my finger, the only bulb I could get was, it's like a warm white, so you've got like a, it looks like one side, there's my hands look orange. I'm trying to get hold of, because they're screwy ones, and I'm trying to get hold of a daylight one and get loads of warm light ones, an antique yellow, but I can't get a bloody daylight bulb. But I'll keep trying. Right, okay, and this is the decals for the white one. Alrighty, so now I'll get the decals. I'm going to do one off camera and one on camera, okay? Right, that's the red one, all done. Okay, that's got more decals on than the white one. Now what I have noticed, these decals from Black Square, so you have to cut them out anyway. But the original Corgi ones, they came with stickers, obviously, and they came on a sticker sheet, and I think you put them on yourself. Now what I have noticed is that looking at Google images of these Corgi vehicles, this particular one, the Black Square seems to have missed out the sticky label, or the label goes on the top, which is a number 46 in the big white letters. Now I looked at all the Google images on here, and most of them have got that on it. I mean, you don't have to put it on, because I think it came as the stickers came as an optional thing. You could put spot stickers on where you wanted, when you wanted. But the ones I'm looking at now, as I'm browsing through, they've all got 46 on the bonnet. But unfortunately, this one hasn't. But there's some with without the stripe on the side, some with. So really, it's not that important. But I'm just letting you know that, because if you've seen some with that on it, you know why I haven't got it, because it didn't come with black square. You've got the blue and red stripe down there and the number on there. I've got to touch that in. Just chipped it a little bit when I open the door. That's the trouble when you're painting with doors on. You get that, unfortunately. But it was easier to leave. It was a pain to take them off. So we'll put the door number on first. Yeah, I've just got the Google Images. Oops, Google Images up next to me on my tablet, and I'm just checking. Just checking it now as we go along. As I am. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it makes a lot of difference really. They're all the same. Yeah, I remember in a comment a while ago, one of the friends had said, I said, oh, well, you know, why don't you just leave the decal fiddling with it? But if it's not right, you're not happy with it, you got to move it, ain't you? I know sometimes you got to touch it and it moves like that, moves by itself. But if you're not happy with the position of it, you know, that's why they call them water slides, so you can move them around and get them where you want them, just where you want them. Just where you want them. Just to get some excess off here. Yeah, with the doors it was a pain, because you have them half open, half shut to paint them, and sometimes it just catches it and what else. I'll just touch that in. I'll just touch that in. Just trying to get it to lay completely flat with no creases. Yeah, I think that'll do. And we got this one here to do now. Just a second. Put my images back up. Yeah, it's red at the top. Which will be, yeah, it's that way. Okay. Datsun. Don't know why I'm being so particular at the end of the day, because when you got these as kids and you got a sticker set, you just slapped it on. You didn't give a monkey's where it went, as long as it looked right. You was on it. All you want to do is get on the floor and play with it, or out in the garden. But I suppose times have changed, haven't they? Yeah. Oh. This is the old micro set. This is the red one, which melts the decal and sucks it in, because that's a sill there and it's got a curve on it, so that's why I've done that. Right, I'm going to do the back one, and then I'm going to switch camera off because it's just the same as the other side. Okay, so then you'll see it on the old Magic when it's done. When it's done. Oh, the toothpick here somewhere. Where's it gone? This is good enough. This is good enough. Got to lift it up a little bit because there's that boot catch is just there. There you go. Bit of red on it. Right, see you in a minute. This is what we started with. 2 Corgi Whiz Wheels Datsun 240Z. Both of them play worn. One's been overpainted with added extras. So now have a look, see how it turned out. Have a look at these pair. That's it then, all done and dusted. 2 Datsuns 240Zs, rally cars. Come out quite nice, quite pleased with them. Yeah, they look alright. Got a nice shine to them. Not too difficult to do, just watch out for the headlight. Putting them back in, they can be a bit dodgy. I mean, I opted not to take the doors out. Maybe that was a mistake. I should have took them out. They've got a bit of a mark on the side, as you can see, going round, but I'll touch it up before it goes in the cabinet. Yeah, but yeah, okay. Well, thanks for watching. Enjoyed your company, and I'll see you again next week with another restoration. So whatever you're doing, look after yourselves, be happy, have fun, and that's what it's all about. We'll see you later. Bye for now. And we're gonna cut now.